What's up, guys, and welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. I'm Hassan, joined here, it's just me. I want to talk about Stranger Things, just to get us refreshed and ready for the brand new season. I jumped the gun. I was like, I'm going to watch the first 10 minutes of the new season last night, and I ended up watching 3.5 episodes and staying up till 6 a.m. because it was that gripping and that good. But let's talk about the evolution of that show and just a little recap of how it's been. If you guys remember, season 1 really baited us on these 80s nostalgia and sold us on it because it was great to see some like Stand By Me classics with some horror elements to it. And the young child actors, Finn Wolfhard, Noah Schnapp, Caleb something, Millie Bobby Brown, and then there's one, Gaten Matarazzo. Incredible for young actors making their debut, and it was really, really fun. And as a nerd, watching a bunch of kids play D&D felt really wholesome, and it felt like you're right at home. And that first season was incredibly gripping and really well done. The second season kind of dragged its legs a little bit in the plot department and gave us an episode that was never mentioned again of 11 going off on a Chicago badass gang adventure to meet another one of the numbered kids. And then they completely wrote it out. But other than that, we had really good finalizations of the relationships that we were going to be getting in this show. And then into season 3, which I quickly went through those because they've been talked to death, right? The show's been around for a long time. It doesn't feel like it unless you're watching it and you realize you watch season 1 and then you skip to season 4 and you're like, oh my God, the children are grown adults. They actually finished puberty halfway through this now. It's absurd, truly. But hey, that's aging. It's terrifying because I think I was in middle school and I'm like past the age of college now. So that's something to think about and have nightmares on. But season 3, it's different. It's different than the other seasons. The other seasons take place really near Halloween, and they are it's kind of set up to be spooky and scary. But season 3 is set up as a summer adventure season. And the show really, really just dug its feet in the ground and found exactly what works and what doesn't work. And I think what didn't work in the show initially was overdoing the drama and upping the stakes without having you understand that the stakes are up. Now it's telling you everything that is happening. They're fighting Russians in Starcourt Mall, which felt so nostalgic. I don't know if you guys ever gone down the rabbit hole of the internet and ended up on those videos where you get to tour old dilapidated malls. I love that stuff. And Stranger Things, they actually bought a mall in Atlanta, Georgia, and they renovated it to look like an 80s mall. They brought back all the logos and everything, and Starcourt looked incredible. You could have actually done tours there back when they were filming everything. So it had a lot going for it. The show dug its feet in the ground and found the niche that really, really works for it. It's almost a Marvel-style humor. I know this is absolutely Marvel and DC, and this has nothing to do with Marvel or DC, but the humor kind of feels like it. It feels like a Marvel movie. The stakes are high, but the humor is still really resonant, and I think the actors, they all really hit their stride into that third season as well as the effects. I can't even begin to describe how incredible season 3 looked because it was like I was watching an actual horror movie, multi-million-dollar budget thing in an IMAX theater. The monster looked incredible. Obviously, I'm still reeling because they made me watch the Star Wars prequels on this channel. If you haven't seen that, be sure to click and watch our episode of the Phantom Menace review because the CGI, it's come a long way in this world because they made me watch a textureless Jar Jar Binks run around and yell nonsense. But in this one, the texture is there, the lighting effects are there. So this terrifying monster that is essentially made of blood, goop, and just disgustingness is like looks real, which I don't want that to look real. I'm very squeamish and I hated it, but it was incredible looking. And it has such emotional resonance in its finale, leaving our main characters of 11, Joyce Byer, the Byer boys. They're like less important than you think. They're Jonathan Byer and Will, and we send them off. They're moving somewhere because Hawkins is obviously like a terrible place to live. Like, why would you continue to live in a place that's like, quote unquote, in the new season they open it with, people say the devil lives in Hawkins and it's cursed. And it's like, yeah, it is. Don't live there. It's like, why can't people like leave Gotham? Like, they've been staying in Gotham their whole lives. And it's like, dude, the crime rate's insane. You have like multiple supervillains. live anywhere else. I hear The Flash does a really good job at Central City. Like, don't be here. So Hawkins really starts to feel like that after a while, but never to the point where it feels stupid. I think the show does a really good balance of like having the insanity, but still showing like a lot of the people in the show are poor. There's like one family that has money in the little friend group and everybody else doesn't. So they're living in Hawkins because there's nowhere else they can go. The only people that move out, they get to move out because 11 is the daughter, right, in that scenario. So the government actually gives them money to relocate. So the show is set up where we're gonna not non-spoilers for season 4, but it's gonna pick up exactly where season 3 leaves off with Will Byers and 11 living in Lenora, California, away from everybody else. We have Lucas on the basketball team now. He has aged. He looks like an old. Like he aged the most dramatic out of all of them. I don't know why. I like still see him as a young child, but he's like a full grown man and he's playing basketball and he's muscular now. Gaten Matarazzo looks the same. The guy has no collarbones and he will always look like that. And he's got long hair and he's great. I recently watched a great YouTube video by Pretty Much It, and they are an incredible YouTube channel. They do commentary tracks, movies, and television, but they covered it, and one of them didn't know that Gaten Matarazzo has like an actual illness that makes him like not have the teeth and the collarbones. So he spent like 10 minutes delivered. He's like, wow, what a weird choice to like make this so central to the plot. And then the other guy's like, hey man, do a quick Google search. And then they cleared that up very quickly. But yeah, so Gaten Matarazzo's back. He's actually incredible light in this early part, but I'm not, no spoilers because I'm going to be covering it. Hopefully I'm going to get Benny on board to cover it too, but I just kind of, this is like barely even a summary, but just to bring Stranger Things back into the forefront of your mind. I'm so excited. I can't stress that like I want to tell you everything I've already seen because it was so like I have like a huge TV setup to watch stuff like this, right? Because I'm like I need to watch it in the full 4K and experience it because it's incredible. I was like, I'll watch the first 10 minutes on my iPhone in my bed, and I watched 3 episodes like this in the middle of the night because it was so incredible. So buckle up, guys. We're going to be covering Stranger Things. That's if this video actually goes up. And if it does go up, hey, we'll probably be doing it. And if I get Benny to watch it with me, it'll be a discussion. But even if Benny doesn't watch it, you guys can have my manic ramble rant discussing how incredible this show is, because the acting talent, the directing talent, the musical score, the CGI, this is one of the best shows on television, and I know it seems hard to love it because it is part of that multi-billion-dollar marketing machine. It's the only thing making Netflix money right now, but it deserves to make Netflix just a little bit of change. Don't worry, we'll cancel our subscriptions after that and go right back to HBO Max where we can watch new episodes of Young Justice. But yeah, I'm Hassan. This is Absolutely Marvel and DC, and that was my quick, weird summary of the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things leading us into season 4. See you guys soon.